Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind's Eye. We're going to go ahead and do the July water signs 2025, and we're going to see exactly what's going on. So, with that being said, you just can't even understand, like, they can't get it done with this, like, stagnation in their life. And when I see it, I have to say, it really is true. And there's really no pun on words, it's see it. So, when I look at it, it really is gold. It really is something that, if for lack of a better term, it really is like underwater. And when you see it, you have to say, you like, why do I need landscaping? So basically, that is the way that they are, because they're like, where is this water underwater? And they say, yeah, like people start saying odd things. There's something about like how they present themselves in their daily life to their work. And when you see it, there really is a little bit of a trickery when it comes to water signs in the month of July. They really pull out their skills and they really learn like everything. And it doesn't matter where you are, like law enforcement, military, healthcare, politics, or anything like that. You're really going to see it. You're not to know how they do it, but there is something like of a coming of an unbecoming to a becoming of that went through in the month of February that was really, really weak. Really, really weak. And when you look at it and you go, no, 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 you can't even do it. You need to put it at rest. They're like, no, this is not at rest because I'm in debt like crazy. So when you see it and you go, I just don't understand why it keeps doing it. They're like testing still in the systems, every which way and form, down to their relationships. So just be wary, but also be leery to like where people actually get weary and you cut and tie and like burn bridges so bad you can't get it done. So when I see it and I go, no, 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 no. When you see this Five of Swords in reverse to the Knight of Wands, you can't even believe how hard it is. It's a slam of paper on the table and they go, got it. Intuitive. So when you actually talk about intuitive measure, to instinctive measure, to the way it plays out down to being psychic, you have to actually look how it flows. So intuition should be something that flows in like water. And when it's instinct, it really drives up. That can be like fire. But when it actually sits and settles, it's grounded to earth. When it really is a driving force, it's air. So when I look at this and I say the Page of Wands actually is young offer that comes on a fast start to cause an ending for them around the 2nd through the 29th, it has to do with actual marriages, relationships. It really has to do with a lot of things. A lot. When you see the High Priestess, you go, no can do can fool. There really was something of a mystery going on with a lot of people. But when you say it had no logic to it, you couldn't even see it coming. Turbulent end force. So as I see it all play out, universal collective, there's a lot of disrupt to anger issues in the public, to nastiness, bitterness, even at the grocery store, to the gas station, to where you say, I swear to God, I did this. I was just getting a cup of coffee, and I swear somebody tried to trip me. And when you go through that and you go, yeah, you can't even do. You can't even do. This 10 of Cups to the Three of Swords, it is so discontented. You can't even be. The 10 of Pentacles comes in and goes, holy cow. Well, we secured that. We talked with everything. But there's no party. Because they're angry. Look at the way it's playing out in June. There was no kings. So when you look at it and you say, toxic masculinity can be real. Real. There's no victory at all. No victory. not foreseen. Something happened with masculine energy when water came in through to see how it flowed and goes, what happened here? What happened here? When you go through this and you go, yes, it will. When you look at it unhappy, they're unhappy. Let's look at another deck to confirm because everyone's going to go cross-eyed as it plays out. Light Seers Tarot. There it is. So I just saw them like an analogy that I see in mediumship. They're like sitting in a rowboat and they're on the pond and they're looking and they're fishing and they're just smiling because they got a little bit of relief on a 2 to a 9. When you see to the 7 of Cups, I can't figure it out. That's what they do. And then they say, no, I'm sitting alone. I'm really sitting alone. I'm solid. I'm good. And when you see this and you go, but you're in balance, watch how they walk right down to the gate. When you see the Queen of Wands, they were the masters at figuring out what has happened so far to how they all worked. So the old souls, and they sit there in balance, they're like, no, we already know what's going on. It's so bad. So when you see the 2 of Wands, it really wasn't hard to figure out. So that's how we know people are lying. Down to lying in bed. 2 of Wands, Queen of Cups. Man, the intuitive foresight. That's how you know you're at the beginning of being a psychic. To moving it on. It was during like get-togethers, just with family and friends, to workplaces, and you go, no, it was gonna come through pretty bad. I don't know what you're talking about. It really was a working of energy work. It's really rare for water signs to do energy work. Usually they're straight on out. There we go. Crystal quartz. What do we need to know astrologically for these water signs for July? It is a little obscured. It is a little blurry. You're going to find out on a next to them. When you sit next to individuals, it's going to dictate. It's going to be different for every person. They're going to encounter it. And they're going to say, I think I just need to sit as I am. With that kind of attitude. Because I don't know what is brewing here. But when I see this rune, it always kicks up at night. At night. There's something about night. So let's look at the Pleiadian Oracle. So when you're actually going through water signs and you're dusting your mantle and you see there's leftover things, like is it up to par on how you cleaned your house to the highest extent on the measurements? That was how far advanced, like they could say on how bad it would be. There's something still hidden when you go, this was heinous on what they do. You can't even do it. When you go to it and you go, this was the new way of how people were thinking and like living out their life on a free will choice, that water signs went, no, make it like the way it is. I don't know why I'm saying that. So when I see Planetary Guardian, I actually see a lot more mediumship in July for water signs. They actually tap into their higher selves properly so well that they actually are like picking up on everything. When you see this and you see remembrance, they're going to start clicking and collecting dots. I don't know why collecting dots. When you see the mother and father healing, they're talking to everyone again. Like by that end of the month, there's something about true rooting down and being true to oneself. Because when it came to opening doors, you couldn't even see it coming. It was sound codecs. Holy cow. It really is almost reading a manual, and they can pick up on something by that end of the month. There's this leap of faith that comes in on that too, but really it's a 3, and it feels like 39 ways that you can like figure out back taxes on something, and you go, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Now, when we actually go through this, you go, did you? Did you? Did you? Did you? Did you? Here is the Akashic Tarot. And then we'll look at the runes. Not what they wanted with the karmic trench. They're not in karma. Everything is set for them already. It is not a continuance on. It's new for them in July. When you see this, it has to do with this willow. Actually, like be attuned to wood. When you see the Ark of the Covenant, there's something prophesied already for them. When you see the Akashic Tarot, you're like, what is prophecy for water signs in the month of July of 2025 that you can go to the library and read? Something about a game. I don't know why I see it. I'm watching like the Queen's Gambit on Netflix. When you see this, I'm actually seeing the Queen of Keys. I would actually really go through it, and all of a sudden you feel like I should watch that one. When I see this, and I see the Master Artesian, I have to say, was it like breaking bread? And I'm not being religious, like poking fun. When I see the treasure, they find gold. Gold. When you see the balance, you go, where was this at all? When you look at this, the spring and autumn, you can't even believe it at all. You look at it like there's a red card that looks good. I can't even believe that. But not to scare anyone. Initiation in the Count of Saint Germain. Why is it like this? That is how water signs are going to be. Like, holy cow. Holy cow. Here he goes. Another month. Summer and winter. There's something about with, I gotta go back to it. Spring and autumn. And then winter, fall. It's dead center when they figure it out. And that's all you need to know. That's really all you need to know. They're really not like digging hard. The universe is really saying for water signs to let themselves guide themselves in and out, in and out. Let's look at the White Sage Tarot. Because it really is like hard. Hard. Here it is. 2 of Wands. Holy cow, it fires right up. Just by like looking out the window, like, yeah, I could feel it with a cup of coffee. And then when you see the 5 of Cups, you go, no. No trickery. It's not spilled milk. There was... They caught it and they filed it and they were done. They were done. You couldn't even believe it. Yeah, you can. You believe it, like at this point, can. Because you couldn't even do it hard enough. When I see the Ace of Wands, it was going to be nasty on a fighter up. So when I'm looking and I'm watching at these like whole fire events, I can't even get my words out when they actually find it. That's how I feel. It was unbeknownst right there in your face. You couldn't even see it coming. There it is. So, runes, peach moonstone. Nedis. Hegal. ICE. It's not immigration customs. ICE. It literally means icy GI upsets, acid reflux over trying to figure out what is going on in the month of July. You can't explain it. Or can't explain it. So, with that being said, that's really all they have to say. That really is, when you try to dig it out, and that there it is. I'm showing you exactly how the water signs are going to be. Pull out the poker cards. You're not sure. It's egging them, and it's like itching. The Jack of Hearts. That's how they are by the end of the month. They can't see straight. 9 of Spades. No, it's over there. Because I swear to God, I put it over there. 4 of Clubs. To the 2 of Spades. That feels like a flush, but it feels like a full house. It's a full house. 6 of Hearts. 6 of Spades. To the Ace of Spades. You couldn't even see it coming whatsoever. How nasty. Nasty, nasty. Oh my gosh. And they go, I'm all done. Are you good? You couldn't even see it coming. So, with that being said, that's all you need to know. Water signs. Tread lightly. Take your time. Pace yourself out. Don't burn out your intuition whatsoever, because you're going to be done so quick that you're going to get slammed on a backfire. That's all you need to know. When it comes in and trying to be in nature, because it is one of those situations and everyone is going cross-eyed, holy cow, just do what you got to do. And that's all you need to know. So, with that being said, leave a like, a comment, a share. It's greatly appreciated. An email, a subscribe. Classes are right on Patreon with other readings, and we'll talk to you soon.